Mr. Speaker, I mean, the point of all of this is like when we're talking about the future, we're talking about the work that we need to do as a government. One important aspect of that is that we need to do that, and we need to do it responsibly. We need to tackle this important work for the people of British Columbia in a responsible way, responsible with money, responsible with the services that we offer to the people of British Columbia. And it's important to distinguish between how we're doing this today versus how it was done in the past, so we have some context. So why was that land sold? Mr. Speaker, 2 words: sheer desperation. It turns out, Mr. Speaker, the BC Liberals, unlike the BC NDP, do not know how to balance a budget. They struggle to balance a budget. They desperately struggle, Mr. Speaker. So they try different things. They try to hide taxes in all sorts of secret places like MSP premiums. They called them premiums, Mr. Speaker, because they don't want people to know that they're actually extremely regressive taxes on the lowest wage earners in the province. They try to balance the budget, Mr. Speaker, by cutting social services, and that's again what we're talking about growing and improving here in BC. In the 16 years of their government, they cut social programs by 27% in relation to inflation. Not even keeping up to inflation. They tried to balance the budget by raiding money from ICBC and BC Hydro, driving them both nearly into bankruptcy. But let's be clear, Mr. Speaker, when you take money out of a Crown corporation owned by the people of British Columbia, you're not balancing the budget. You're forcing a publicly owned Crown corporation into a weaker financial position in order to make it look like the provincial budget is balanced when it isn't balanced. And this is troubling for them to hear, Mr. Speaker. You could hear the chatter. You could hear how upset they are to be reminded of all of this, because this is where their leader represents all of this today.
Members.
So, Mr. Speaker, a responsible government balances the books, not in all these ways that are desperate, but by actually balancing the book. In fact, we have a $5 billion surplus this year. The BC NDP did not have to resort to regressive taxes.
It's all taxes, the surplus.
Did not have to resort to regressive taxes. In fact, we eliminated MSP premiums, Mr. Speaker. We eliminated them for the largest tax cut in BC history. They're surprised. The NDP, the BC NDP did not cut social services, Mr. Speaker. In fact, we restored funding to social programs that the BC Liberals cut, and we did it with a balanced budget. And we not only stopped raiding money from ICBC, but we in fact fixed ICBC, which is in fact given money back to the people of British Columbia on multiple occasions, and, Mr. Speaker, lowered insurance premiums along the way by more than 20%. Mr. Speaker, I hope that we don't ever have to go back to those irresponsible ways of balancing budgets. I like to look to the future, and I like to look at our record on what we've done as a province, and I'm very proud of the elements of this throne speech that have been laid out for the people of British Columbia.
Members, one member has the floor. The House will come to order.
Helping people cut costs, Mr. Speaker, because we know that times are challenging. We are facing higher interest rates. We're facing more inflation. We're facing a global slowdown of the economy. And Mr. Speaker, we are reducing costs for people from childcare all the way through. And Mr. Speaker, we are tackling the housing crisis. We're strengthening the public health care system. We're making our communities safer. We're taking action to get violent offenders off the
Member
streets.
will come to order. Member for Kamloops, please come to order.
We're taking, let me repeat because the member was getting kind of excited about what I was saying, so let me say it again. The actions that we're taking to get violent offenders off the streets, and we're creating new laws to crack down on gangs and money laundering, something that the previous government also did not do. Making our communities safer, Mr. Speaker. We're also fighting climate change and building an economy for everyone. We're launching a program to provide skills for people, for jobs of today and for the future. We're expanding our low-cost clean energy solutions, and we're working in partnership with Indigenous peoples. Mr. Speaker, I'm very proud of the work that we're doing here as government. I'm very proud of the ideas presented in the throne speech, and I'm sure that over the course of time, even the opposition will come around to saying we're doing a good job. Thank you.